National Assembly, President Ferdinand Marcos is leading Corazon Aquino 53.8% to 46.2%. The powerful Roman Catholic Bishops' Conference in the Philippines, meanwhile, lashed out at the Marcos government today and publicly sided with challenger Aquino. NBC's Steve Mallory is in Manila tonight.
The polls were unparalleled in the fraudulence of their conduct.
The church's message called the Marcos government evil and joined Mrs. Aquino in urging civil disobedience, saying a government that holds power through fraud has no moral basis.
The way indicated to us now is the way of non-violent struggle for justice.
I think we should all be very proud and be very grateful that we have bishops who act as true leaders, not only of the church, but of our country.
Mrs. Aquino will use a Sunday Mass to announce her plan to try to unseat Marcos. More than 85% of Filipinos are Catholic.
This will be a battle of wills, and we are sure that he will be the one who will blink first. So we're now standing eyeball to eyeball.
They took their message to the streets again today, escorting the body of Avilio Javier, an Aquino campaign official killed earlier this week. The cortege followed the same 13-mile route taken by that of Mrs. Aquino's husband, Benigno, following his assassination 2.5 years ago. At tonight's funeral mass, they sang what has become their theme song and prayed that their...
In the presidential election, what's your reaction to that?
My reaction to this is now they're finally bared their real position, and that was that they were for the opposition all the time, that they were campaigning, that they used the priests and the nuns not only to help the opposition, but to destroy the electoral process.
Are you accusing Roman Catholic priests and nuns of election fraud?
Oh, yes, they are facing cases in court. We caught some of them with guns, and we caught some of them in the company of the Communist New People's Army.
Mr. President,
now,
sorry, it doesn't make any sense, however, for a Roman Catholic to be in with communists with guns. It's nonsensical.
Well, to you, it is nonsensical. They're talking of non-violence when they are engaged in violence.
Mr. President, can you assure the safety of Mrs. Aquino?
The safety? Oh, I don't think that there's any problem about her safety. She has the protection of the New People's Army, the Communist Party.
A lot of people in this country, in the United States, are concerned about the outbreak of a civil war. Is that a real and present possibility?
Okay. No. Of course not. Civil war. We can handle anything that they will throw at us.
You know what has happened in Haiti in the past few weeks with President Jean-Claude Juncker. Well, I was going to say that.
Don't compare me with Duvalier.
Well, there are people who say, listen, however this goes, in the wake of this election, fairly soon, they tell me, Mr. Rather, you're going to see President Marcos go the way of Jean-Claude Duvalier. He will leave some night on a C-141. I want to give you an opportunity to answer that.
Let's lay even money on this. Why don't we bet on it?
Mr. President, I'm not a betting man, but I want to understand what you're saying is there is no Duvalier in Ferdinand Marcos.
Of course not. If I reach the point where the people say I am an unwanted dictator, you won't need for me to pack up. I'll swim to the United States.
CBS News made repeated attempts to arrange an interview with Corazon Aquino today. She did not this day respond to our requests.